In this video, we're going to look at the coins in this bag. Let me pour them out on my little table here, and then we'll get them sorted a little bit, and we'll take a look. I was pretty busy over the summer. These are actually coins that I purchased back in May from my favorite local coin store where they have a 4 for $1 bin. We have a total of 64 coins that are on the screen right now. That's actually probably going to turn into a two-part video series to get all these in. Otherwise, we're going to be here for an hour, and we don't want that. So 64 coins, that's going to be 4 for $1. $21 is what I paid for everything you see on the screen. For the fun of it, I like to keep a running tally of the book value of all the coins. I do that not because I want to see if I can turn around and make a profit. It's just because I'm a math nerd that likes keeping up with this. Everything here is either going in my personal collection or going in my trade pile since I'm not much of a seller. So let's get it started with a coin from Belgium. And this one is going to be the 50 euro cent. So right off the bat, one of the things I like about the 25-cent bin at my dealer is there's a pretty good chance you're going to find coins that are worth more than 25 cents just in foreign exchange value. Now, people ask me all the time, how are you going to actually get the money out of that? And I don't know. But at least if nothing else, I didn't have this coin, but if I did, then it would be a little bit more valuable for something that I trade somewhere else. I've been told that you can just check with your bank, see if they do any kind of foreign exchange trades. Some of them will not touch coins, they just want paper money, but you can see if your bank actually will take any of these, at least the ones that still have trade value. And a euro is one of the more common ones out there. So this coin was made in 2002. You can see over my thumb here. And there were changes to this coin a little bit later. The ring that goes around the portrait here was removed in a few years. So this one is KM 229. And for the coins that have a pretty good book value, I'll tell you what it is and tell you at the end everything that we saw. That one's worth a little over 50 cents just in foreign exchange value. That's what I'm going to put that one at. If it's an Arabic coin and it has a tree on it, it's probably from Lebanon, since they were known for the cedars of Lebanon. This one actually has Republic Libanais written on their coin in a language that we can read. This coin does date to 1952. As you can see, it is aluminum on here. This coin is going to be a 5 piastres coin. KM14, in this condition, it books for $1. But while we're looking at Lebanon coins, that coin was, I think, only around for 1 year, as was this one. This was the follow-up coin, and this one has the date only written in the Arabic that we have a little bit more trouble with, but I happen to know that this one is 1954 is the date on this one. This one is KM18 and also a 1-year coin, books for $1.25. I will pick up a British pound every time I see it in a dollar bin. They're very common to find. Many dealers are going to pull these out because just in foreign exchange value, these are worth $1.10 each. I almost never find them in one that's really good enough quality to upgrade anything in my collection, but I found 7 of them these times, and we're just going to take a look at some of them here. Take a look at the portrait. Now, the portrait was updated along with the portraits of the other coins, but there's also some rotating designs on the back where it's going to be the British crown. I think it was called the Crown Series because it showed the crown intertwined with some plant that was known in the United Kingdom. So the date on this one is, let's see, 1985. And so this one is KM 941. It's the only one I had of these. Let's find the next date on, here we go. This is from 1983, so as you can tell, it has a different portrait of than the earlier portrait of Queen Elizabeth. This one has I believe this is called the Scottish crest because it has the unicorn on it. The Canadian 50 cent coin actually has a design that is similar to this one. So this one is from 1983. It's KM 933. The rest of these are all going to be from 1984. As it turns out, I got 5 from the same year. Has the same portrait as the last one, but this time we have the crown in looks like a tomato plant. I have this written as Scottish thistle. The first one may have been the Welsh leek, but I'm not completely sure about that one. But I've got, I believe, 5 of these Scottish. No, that one has. Let's see. Okay, so I had a couple of the. Actually, had 3 of the 83s and 3 of the 84s here in total. Now we're going to move to Singapore. This one is from 1987. It's going to be, well, this design is going to be something you see a lot. Variety in later years. This banner, how it was kind of down on the edges, was up on the edges and down in the middle. So it went from a frowny face to a smiley face, I guess you could say. This is the 50-cent coin. This one is KM 53.1. And so the 0.1 means that this one is reeded, whereas originally it was a smooth edge. And in later years, they actually added words, changed some of the lettering on the coin. So this is 53.1. This coin isn't too rare, but I usually find it in worse condition than this one is even going to be. So this is from Brazil, and that's pretty much true for all of the early Brazil coins from the early 1900s. I almost always find them in good, very good condition. Hard to even find them in fine condition. This one is going to be 1,000 reis in 1925. So this one, I bought it because it could be an upgrade to my collection. I don't know if it is or not, but I thought I'd give it a chance. I'm going to go back to Lebanon for a modern coin. So again, this one doesn't have a language that I can read, but it does have a tree on it. And the date in 2000, their 2 looks almost like a backward 7, but it's a 2 because it has 2 points at the top. And then dot, 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 those dots are zeros. And so are the dots right here, the denomination, that's a 0, that's a 0. And the thing that looks like a 0 is a 5, or it kind of looks like a raindrop. So that's their 5. This is a 500 livres coin from 2000. This side is easier to read. Banque du Liban for Lebanon. KM39. This one's going to be nickel-plated steel. The Australian $2 coin is a little bit smaller than a British pound. It's also got a segmented reading on the side, but when we look at the back here, it does have Braille on it, and the most prominent feature is the Aborigine on here. So from 1988, KM 101 books for $1. Here's a bimetallic coin from the Philippines. A lot of their coins will have 1993 on them. That's not the year the coin was made, but the year of the Central Bank of the Philippines. On this bimetallic coin is actually from 2003. It's a 10 peso coin with Andres Bonifacio on the bottom left, and I cannot read the name of the other person on here. But this Philippines coin is KM 278. This condition books for 60 cents. If you see this design, it's going to be a coin from Morocco. This one is dated 1974, or in their Arabic calendar, 1394. It is a 1 dirham coin. It's another country where the coins oftentimes are very well worn. Can't read anything on this side, and I don't know the name of the monarch either, but this is KM 63. Normally, most of the 100 lira coins from Italy are made out of stainless steel and pretty easy to find. This one is a little bit different. I believe the portrait on this side is a little bit different than what we're used to seeing, but this side is definitely going to be different, as it is, it tells us at the bottom, an FAO coin. And we have a bull, parent, and child from 1979, and has kind of a globe wireframe in the background. KM 106, not particularly that valuable, only books for about a quarter, but you just don't see them as often. So as we talk about coins with a good exchange value, we're going to go through the Japanese coins right now. I used to pick these up every time I would see them because 100 yen from Japan used to be worth pretty close to $1. Last time I looked, it slipped a little bit, or maybe the dollar is stronger everywhere, but this now has a value of about 2/3 of a dollar, or about 65 cents. So maybe I should decide to not pick these up every time I see them, but it's going to have this flower on here. This one was in pretty good shape, but I actually find these so often I'm going to have to stop buying them. But the 100 yen, year 23 means it's from 2011. KM 98.2. They don't actually give you the calendar year that the coin was made, but the year of the emperor. With that in mind, I probably should stop picking up the 50 yen coins for 25 cents if they're only going to be worth about 35 cents. Not worth the hassle to try and make a profit off of them. But the one on the right is much more well worn, even though they're only 3 years apart. Year 43 is going to be 1968, and year 46 is going to be 1971. So that 71 is in pretty good shape. This is KM 81. We flip this one over, and we've got more of a floral design, kind of like the last one. I believe these are still circulating today, just like that 100 yen. But now let's go to something a little bit different. This one is going to be a 5-sen coin. And so 100 sen make up a yen, but the 1 yen is now worth less than 1 US cent. So you're not going to see sen coins in circulation anymore. You probably haven't for 40 or 50 years. But this is a 5-sen coin from, tell me on the other side. The date on this one doesn't even have the number system that we use, but I recognize this symbol right here means that it's year 9. I believe that's the number, that's the 9. And that's going to make this 1923. So a catalog number is Y43. And there is, this one is the, I had to measure it, 20.6 millimeter version of this coin. So it's the larger version of this coin. And considering that it's in really nice condition, can see all of the waves that are on the back, this one actually has a book value of $9. It might be the most valuable coin that we see in this video. I had it, but not in this condition. So actually, no, I didn't have it at all in any condition. So this was one of the better pickups, I think. But then we're going to move on to another 100 yen coin. This one may have been a 1 year, no, this one wasn't 1 year, but it was a, see, it was year 41. So we've got 4, a plus means 40, and then a 1, so it's year 41. That's going to translate to 1966. Catalog number is Y79. So this one, though, is made out of silver. Has a different flower on the back. I was thinking the 1 year coin is the Olympic one, so that's not this one here, but this one is 60% silver, and that's going to give us about 0.0926 ounces. That's going to translate to a A melt value of 225. So you can still find silver coins in foreign bins if you look in the right place. But I've got one more Japanese coin, and this one is also very nice. This one is the 500 yen. So you take the value of the 100, multiply that by 5, and I don't mean the silver one, but just the catalog value. And so this one's going to be worth at least $3 in exchange value. The catalog says it's worth 4. And so flip this one over. The year on this one is going to say 13, and where did it say that? Okay. That's not a number, but that's a plus for 10, and then 3, 13. Year 2001, catalog is Y125. This is the Paulownia flower. I should have written down the flower on the others, but there's a couple of different versions of this coin. This one has a raised background behind these characters, whereas on an older version of this coin, it was just the symbols on a smooth background. So it's kind of in this this little curved shape right here with all the ridges running through it, but that was not on the older version. So I like finding that one when I can, especially these are pretty tough to find, but I've found about 3 or 4 of them in quarter bins over the years. And I even had a friend go to Japan and find one of these, actually bring me one of these, probably 20 years ago. I was trying to see if there was something etched in the lines here, but it does not appear to be that way. Anytime you see this 3 palm tree design, we're going to have a coin from Iraq. This one is from 1981. It's going to be KM125A. This one has that teardrop shape, so it's 5 fills. And it's made out of stainless steel. I didn't have this coin, and it's also got that kind of beveled edge look to it. And then one more coin, also from Iraq. This one has a date on it of 1981 also. This one's going to be KM128. Of course, this one is a round coin that's reeded. This one is going to be the 50 fills. This one's made out of copper nickel. So interesting that they were using different metals at the time. Here is an 80s coin from the Netherlands where they had a lot of their coins look like it was made on graph paper. This would have had a pretty good foreign exchange value before Netherlands was part of the euro. So this is the 5 golden coin from 1988. Very 80s looking here, Queen Beatrix. But it's KM210. Since it is demonetized, today is only worth an exchange value of 40 cents. And so one thing that's different about some of these is it has an anvil privy mark. They change the privy mark based on who's the mint master. That changes every so often. And the metal here is bronze-clad nickel. You don't see the 5 rand coin from South Africa as often as you find the 1 rand and some of the smaller coins. They also make a 2, but we still have the wildebeest that is on this coin. This one is from 1995. Has the legend on the back in 2 different languages, English and I guess Afrikaans, so South Africa. This one has a book value of $1. It's KM140. And if you're curious about the foreign exchange value on 5 South African rand, it's 26 US cents. George VI, King and Emperor of India. This is not a coin from India, and Great Britain wouldn't say that on their coin, so this one's actually going to be a farthing. And so at this time, they were using full large-size pennies where a farthing is 1/4 of a penny, and their farthing was about the same size as a United States penny, but this has King George VI on it. 1942 KM30. And I very often, it's another country where I find them usually either very dirty or well worn, but this side's in pretty good shape, relatively. Another 50 euro cent. This one is from Italy, where their coins will have a different design on each denomination. That one's from 2002. But even better than that is this €1 coin. And I'm always happy anytime I can find this in a foreign exchange bin, because you know you're going to be able to trade this one pretty easy if you wanted to. But it is actually one that I like to hold on to because we've got Mozart on here. On the €1. This one's from 2017. I did not have the newer version of this coin, but I've had a couple of the older euros in the past. This one is, there's a lot of coins in the Austrian catalog. This one is KM 3142. Books for $1.50. A little bit of a premium over the exchange value. And then I was fortunate enough to find a €2. So, that one's going to be worth $2. This one is from France. So the design on the tree here with the RF for Republique Française is not too different than the one, I don't believe, but dated 1999. In a denomination that you don't see very often, for countries that use the decimal system, we've got 3 centavos. Now, the British system had 3 pence all over the place, but in a place that had 100, you don't see a lot of 3s, and I don't think this coin lasted more than just 1 year, but this was from El Salvador. (1974) KM 148. And this coin is made out of nickel brass. I remember when I was young, my dad told me that there used to be coins a long time ago that were called mills, whereas a mill was 1/10 of a cent. And it took me a very long time to actually understand what was going on there. This is a tax token, so it was more of a, at the time in the 40s and the 50s, if you would pay with exact change, they were placing the sales tax to a fraction of a cent. You'd get this back in exchange as a part of a cent of sales tax receipts. So the word cent actually is where you have, I guess it's Latin meaning 1/100th, and mill, if you're familiar with the metric system, which Americans may not be, but the rest of the world is probably laughing at me for not assuming everyone knows how it works. You have 100 centimeters in a meter, or 1,000 millimeters in a meter. So you'd have 100 cents in a dollar, or 1,000 mils in a dollar. So a mill, this is 1 mil from Arizona, and each state would make their own mills because they were only valid in that one state. But I like the look of this one. I think these ceased to be a thing sometime around the 50s or so. So to make change for one correct sales tax payment, and according to my notes here, this tax token was made from 1937 to 1940. It was aluminum, brass, zinc. It was manufactured by the Osborne Coinage Company of Cincinnati. Go back to the other side here. And so there is a motto in Latin there at the top, Ditat Deus. And there is a variety of this coin where there is shading or no shading behind that little box that those words are written in. So in the token catalog, this is AZ-51B. With this coin, we've reached the halfway point, so we're going to stop it after this one. But as I look over it, it has a date of 1861 on here. I'll go ahead and tell you this is a replica of a gold coin featuring Isabella II of Spain. So we've got Isabel II. At first I thought that said Portugal next to the hole. And when we flip this one over, Reina de las Españas. So I guess in Spanish that is reigns over the Spaniards. So the denomination here is 40 reals, which is R with a small s. So the real coin would have been KM 616. All right, thanks for watching. The second half of these coins, everything else left on the screen, it's going to be in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.